Welcome everyone to episode 15 of my 0000 challenge on TEW 9 Fusion Pro Wrestling. And as you can see in front of you, and by the title of this video, it is officially time for our second annual tournament. This is the Ultimate 8 series. It is a 2-night event where we take 8 very high-class wrestlers, both from the Fusion Pro Wrestling roster and outside of FPW, and we put them in a single elimination tournament to crown a #1 contender for the World Championship, which is currently held by Stephen Wolf. Now, as you can see before you, we have a bracket for the tournament. All of the round 1 matches will take place tonight. The semifinals and the finals will be on night 2. And the bracket is as follows. There's a bit of information about a lot of these matches that I won't get into until we actually see the match. But as for now, just a quick run through of the bracket. We have Cal Jack, who obviously has been on a great run under the mentorship of Paul London, taking on special guest wrestler Raymond Rowe, aka Eric, from the Viking Raiders of the WWE. Of course, in the game, he's no longer with WWE. That's how we're allowed to sign him for this tournament. Then we have the former FPW World Champion Sonico taking on John Schuyler. John Schuyler, of course, coming off a string of defeats to James Storm, but has made it very clear that he wants to try and change people's perception about him after those matches. Then we have Charlie, aka Dakota Kai, going up against Jack Evans. I didn't even realize until I made the bracket that it makes out Charlie Evans, who is someone I would love to sign for FPW, but we'll see if that ever happens. And then the final match, the main event of this show, is going to be one of the FPW pillars, Zeta Zhang, taking on the IWTV World Champion, Alex Zane. Very excited for this tournament. Again, like I said, there's a lot of moving pieces to this tournament that I will dissect once we get to the match, the first of which we're going to jump into right now. Okay, so we are at the Southside Ballroom for a crowd of 532 people for night 1 of the Ultimate 8 series. In a bout that had fantastic heat and decent wrestling, Cal Jack defeated Raymond Rowe in 11:46 by submission. So Cal Jack advances to the semifinals of the Ultimate 8 tournament. A couple things to note here. The main one, you can see Raymond Rowe was rusty. So it's like, why would I sign someone to be in the tournament if they're rusty? Well, this was the match that had the most problems in terms of booking. Initially, I wanted to put Marshall Von Erich in the tournament, and Cal Jack was going to beat Marshall Von Erich, but I couldn't do that because Ring of Honor had booked Marshall Von Erich for this 2-night, or just night 1, I guess. So Marshall was unavailable. And so then I was looking through everyone else, and it was like, everyone else who has a high performance has some reason not to be in the tournament, like a range of reasons. So then my thought process became, let's look at North Wrestling, the company that we own. Let's try and bring someone in for a guest spot. And so I went with the North champion, Rio. I don't know if I pronounced the name correctly, but that's obviously not to be confused with the Rio from Japan from AEW. It's a different Rio, spelled differently, RHIO. But quite stupidly of me, I forgot that Rio was signed to North Wrestling, but wasn't through a developmental deal, so I couldn't do that. And then there was no one from North Wrestling that I did have on a developmental deal that was available for this. So that idea just went out the window. So then I was stuck with okay, there's no one who's a high performer on the roster who I want in the tournament for reasons X, Y, and Z. Let me go and look at the local worker deals. Raymond Rowe seemed like a great candidate. He had some great pop. He's a well-known name. So I was like, screw it, let's do it. And then it wasn't until right before I was about to start the recording that I checked and realized he had ring rust. So he's had one match for all of 2028, I believe. At that point, I was then scrambling and being like, okay, well, who else in the local work list can I get? I looked at Matty Wahlberg. Matty Wahlberg is, of course, Grayson Waller. Now, I've been a fan of Matty Wahlberg's long before he was ever in WWE. I specifically remember, I think it was 2018, I believe. I'd watched him quite a bit on the indies in Australia, but 2018, I specifically remember seeing him win the middleweight championship in my home company. So my point here is I've been a longtime fan. So I jumped at the idea And so I signed Matty Wahlberg to a local worker deal for one night, just to realize he has so much popularity that he refuses to lose to Cal Jack. Honestly, fair enough. Perfectly valid. He has a lot of pop. But I need Cal Jack to go through to the semifinals of this tournament. So at this point, I was like, okay, do I spend almost $2,000 on not jobbing out, but having Matty Wahlberg lose just for him to be pissed off, meaning he will probably never sign with us again? Or do I have Raymond Rowe, who is okay with losing, but might not put on a great performance because of ring rust? So that was the situation I was dealt with. I went with Raymond Rowe. So I guess Matty Wahlberg is just here. He's just backstage for the night. We're just paying him to hang out. Fair enough. I love Matty Wahlberg, so I will allow that. Either way, Cal Jack moves through to the semifinals, to night 2 of the Ultimate 8 series, under the mentorship of Paul London. And about that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Ryan Davidson defeated Exodus Prime in 10-13 by pinfall with a frog splash. Not a lot to cover there. Just a couple of fun little matches scattered throughout. They have great chem, which is awesome. I think, I could be totally wrong, I think I remember seeing that these guys have never had a one-on-one match in FPW, which is weird because they're both like very long-term roster members. Maybe they have. Maybe I got that wrong, but I don't think they have. In about that had superb wrestling and great heat. John Skyler defeated Sonico in 12:38 by pinfall with the spoiler alert. This match was part of the Ultimate 8 Series tournament. 55 is awesome. John Skyler really keeping his word of kind of changing people's minds about him after the string of defeats at the hands of the Cowboy James Storm. And to say the least, he beat the former world champion. So I think that is pretty impressive. So it's going to be Cal Jack versus John Skyler on night 2. And about that had good heat and decent wrestling. Dolce Tormenta defeated Rachel Rose in 8:52 by pinfall, gets a 44-segment rating. This, as per usual, is just I wanted to get Dolce on the show so we can try and improve her morale. That's all this is. And about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Ace Perry defeated Ross Von Erich, Charlotte Renegade, Trey Lamar, and Ruben Steele in 12:16 when Ace Perry pinned Ross Von Erich with a German suplex into a super kick. This gets a 52 rating, which is really good. Now this match is a number 1 contenders match for the World Championship. So Ace Perry will challenge Stephen Wolf for the world title on night 2 of the Ultimate 8 Series event. Now, you know, you may be questioning, like, what's the point of doing an annual tournament like the Ultimate 8 if you're just going to have casual number 1 contenders matches like this? To me, and I think I explained this during the first Ultimate 8 Series episode as well, to me, yes, the Ultimate 8 Series is a number 1 contendership for the world title, but the Ultimate 8 Series is an accomplishment in and of itself. So people who are competing in the Ultimate 8 Series aren't just winning for the purpose of wanting to go and challenge for the world title. They are competing to say, I won the Ultimate 8 Series. It's like a championship in its own right. So just to kind of clarify why we're still doing contender stuff while there is the tournament going on. And about that had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Charlie defeated Jack Evans in 12:17 by pinfall with a top rope splash. 50 segment rating. Charlie advances to the semifinals. She will face off against either Zeta Zhang or Alex Zane. Pretty happy with this match. Could have gone a little bit better. Charlie's performance rating was awesome. Jack a little underwhelming, but I don't expect awesome things from him just based on his previous performances. But again, very happy with this match, so can't complain. And about the had great wrestling and good heat. The Dawson brothers defeated Guillermo Rosas and Vinnie Massaro in 12:56 when Zane Dawson pinned Vinnie Massaro. The Dawson brothers make defense number 2 of the FPW Tag Team Championships. Now, you may remember in the last episode, Rosas and Massaro won a triple threat tag to become the number 1 contenders for the tag titles, and it's off the back of this storyline where Vinnie Massaro After witnessing James Storm retire in FPW, he kind of realizes, hey, I might not have much long left in the ring either. I should start kind of wrapping things up. And he was like, one goal I have before I retire is I would love to bring my tag partner Guillermo to Tag Team Gold. So they've attempted it, but they have not succeeded it. And this, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this in the last episode, but Vinnie Massaro is actually retiring in the game. So this is to accompany that. Obviously, he's not been a very active in-ring component for FPW, but I thought it would be a fun concept nonetheless. Plus, the Dawsons having another successful defense just kind of solidifies their reign a little bit more, which is definitely a good thing. Main event time. In an exceptional match, Alex Zane defeated Zeta Zhang in 14:27 by pinfall with a 6:30 senton. 58-segment rating is awesome stuff. So it's going to be Alex Zane versus Charlie in the semifinals. Now, to give a little bit of context here, Alex Zane is someone who I think is incredibly underrated. He's had some great opportunities. You know, he spent some time in NXT. He's worked for New Japan, for Ring of Honor. But I still think he's very underrated. He should be a well-renowned competitor. And when I say well-renowned, I mean a lot of people know who he is. But he deserves a lot more of a spotlight in my mind. In the game, however, he has gained so much popularity. He has a very big name. So he's not just here because he's the IWTV champion. Like, that's an important aspect of it. But he is like borderline a household name in his own right in this save. He actually has more pop than Raymond Rowe and Charlie. So he is the most popular guest wrestler in this tournament, which is why he's main eventing. But yes, like I said, it will be Alex Zane versus Charlie in the semifinals, as well as Cal Jack versus John Skyler. So if we go ahead and finish the show, increase our pop in 18 regions, we get a 55 overall rating. So if we finish the show, address the locker room, it's just going to be the two people who are still pissed off. I just want to get their morale a little bit higher. Financial report, we lost $1,000 on that. So I guess it didn't take out the money for Matty Wahlberg then? Because Matty Wahlberg was, I think, $1,750. So I'm guessing it just didn't take out his finances. Popularity recap. We went up in quite a few places, including the Mid-South, which were only a couple of points away from reaching the next size, which I believe is small. Either way, I'm going to head to night 2 of the Ultimate 8 series, and I can't wait to see how things play out. I'm very excited to wrap up the tournament, so I'll see you guys there. Okay, so we are back at the Southside Ballroom for night 2 of the Ultimate 8 Series 2028. This time we have a sold-out crowd of 550 people, and we kick things off with a semi-finals match in which John Skyler defeats Cal Jack in 11:52 by pinfall with the spoiler alert. It's a 51, which is pretty damn good. This, for anyone who hasn't clocked on yet, this is Cal Jack's first loss since becoming the protege of Paul London. Paul London's teachings have led Cal Jack to an undefeated streak pretty much the entire year. The last time Cal Jack lost a match was December of 2027, and it is now October of 2028. So he has had a 10-month winning streak that has now come to an end here in the Ultimate 8 series. John Skyler, I feel like, is the best candidate to have taken down the Giant, and I think it was the right choice based on these performance ratings as well, so I definitely cannot complain about that. In an exceptional match, Alex Zane defeated Charlie in 13:50 by pinfall with a 6:30 senton. So Alex Zane also will join John Skyler in the finals of the Ultimate 8 series. Pretty happy with that match too. Hopefully, I mean, I'm sure it will be, but hopefully the segment rating for the finale is just a tad better than these matches, because these are really good matches, but you know, they can do better. And about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Lowrider defeated Radar in 10:31 by pinfall, 52-7 rating. See, if this is getting a 52, the tournament matches should be doing a little bit better. Either way, I did not realize these guys have been with the company for so long, they've never had a match together. Not only have they not had a one-on-one match, but they've never had a tag match, they've never had a six-man tag, they've never been in a battle royal together, they've never set foot in the ring together, according to the match history. So, why not? I feel like this would be a fun match, and Lowrider needed a bit of momentum. And about that had good heat and decent wrestling. Vipers and TNT defeated Promise Braxton, Alpha Zoe, and Trey Lamar in 9:42 when Terrell Hughes pinned Promise Braxton with a belly-to-back neck breaker. We get a 42 segment rating. Pretty good. This is a fun little six-man tag. I didn't pick who specifically would take the loss, but I did pick who would get the win because Terrell needed a little bump in momentum. And about that had good heat and decent wrestling. Dolce Tormenta defeated Johnny Robbie in 9:23 by pinfall, 39-7 rating. As per usual, just wanted to get Dolce onto the show to boost her morale. But this was the match where I was kind of like, okay, from a booking perspective, it's getting kind of ridiculous now. It's getting a bit ridiculous because she needed momentum as well, but I couldn't do it in a tag team spot because there's another tag match coming up and we just had the six-man tag as well, so it was a little bit crowded in that regard. So I wanted to give her a win to boost her morale and her momentum. But from a booking perspective, I feel like it's getting a little bit ridiculous with Dolce Tormenta now. So if she doesn't improve her morale soon, which I think she will, but if she doesn't improve it soon, I'm just going to give up on her, basically. But I believe she will. In a good match, the Von Erichs defeated Guillermo Rosas and Vinnie Massaro in 9:47 when Marshall Von Erich submitted Vinnie Massaro with an Iron Claw. 45-7 rating. It's very damn good. Now, obviously, Guillermo and Vinny going after the tag titles was not Vinny's retirement match. It was never booked as a retirement match. It was just a goal that he wanted to accomplish before retirement. So there's no reason he couldn't have another match, which is exactly what we're doing here. And the main reason is they were the only tag team available that hadn't already been booked on the card, where both of them had good momentum, so it was okay if they lost. The Von Erichs, specifically Marshall, needed a bit of momentum here. And about that had superb wrestling and great heat. Stephen Wolf defeated Ace Perry in 13:27 by pinfall with a treaty breaker. Wolf makes defense number 5 of the World Championship. A 62 performance from Stephen Wolf is incredible. Now, this is Ace Perry's second time challenging for the world title, but it's his first time challenging for the title while Stephen Wolf is the champion. So I thought that would make for a pretty fun match. That's why I was okay with Ace Perry being the #1 contender. Like, yes, he's challenged before, but that was under Sonico's reign. That gets a 54, so that's better than the semifinals matches. Next up is the finals. I'm hoping it's better. I have one reason I think it might not be better, but I'll explain what that is once we take a look. In an exceptional match, John Schuyler defeated Alex Zane in 14:57 by pinfall with the spoiler alert. John Schuyler wins the Ultimate 8 series. John Schuyler is our Ultimate 8 winner for 2028. You'd love to see it. My reason that I had a little bit of doubt behind this match is Alex Zane was very upset about losing to John Schuyler, which is fair because, like I said in the Night 1 section of the episode, Alex Zane is hugely popular in this save. He has a lot of pop. So to lose to John Schuyler, I completely understand him being upset about it, but John Schuyler has been my pick to win this for quite a while now. He is our best performing wrestler other than the champion himself. Even Sonico has dropped down below Schuyler on average. I'm taking notes of like the average performance ratings, and Sonico's dropped down a little bit. That might change now because a 56 from Schuyler could be a little bit better, just given where he's at, but he's still our #2 right behind Stephen Wolf. So yeah, John Schuyler will challenge for the World Championship in the near future. I believe at the anniversary show, we'll hold that World Championship match, so we still got a few shows before that. But yeah, I just thought he was kind of the perfect candidate, really. Let's go ahead and finish the show. 55, increased pop in 18 regions, address the locker room, same old, same old. Try and get them happy again. Very happy with the speech. Happy with the speech. Hopefully that fixes their morale. I don't know if it will or not. We only lost $325. We are doing pretty damn well. Great money for tickets, broadcasting, merch. Yeah, okay. And the worker costs are obviously so high because we had Alex Zane and we had Charlie. So that's not too much of a concern. We jumped 2 points in the Mid-South. We are so close to ranking up in size. I believe 35 is the next one. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, I'm going to head back to the main screen and I will bring you guys with me. This is a shorter episode, obviously, if you couldn't tell by the runtime, but that's because I just wanted this episode to be exclusively the Ultimate 8 series, because I didn't want to do a bunch of different things and then just be like, oh, here's also the Ultimate 8. Like, it's our King of the Ring, our G1. It's very important, so I wanted to put a lot of emphasis on it, which is why this is exclusively an Ultimate 8 episode. I did try and waffle it a little bit there just to get past the loading screen, and it worked. So Alex Zane and Charlie are now gone. I had them on a 2-appearance deal each. Then our viewing figures. So night 1, we got essentially 6.5k viewers. Night 2, we got 7k viewers. I believe that is a new record for us, if I am not mistaken. Viewership, yeah, both shows broke our records. Was that also our... Oh, holy shit, those are our 2 highest rated shows of all time. I didn't even clock that. I, for some reason, thought that was like maybe just above average for us. But no, those were our 2 best shows by a considerable gap. That's incredible stuff. I'm very, very happy with that. So there we can see John Skyler joined Stephen Wolf as the only Ultimate 8 series winners thus far. Thankfully, this tournament wasn't as messy as last year's because we had the whole fiasco where Sonico was in the semifinals, but he got injured, and so we had to do a 3-way finale, and it wasn't great. Thankfully, this year's was cleaner, even with the kind of Raymond Rowe, Maddie Wahlberg situation. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot to show off, really. This is what our finances are looking like. Keep in mind, we're only on the 2nd day of the month, and that day was a show day. But we're making great money. Like, look, we're making 7 to 8 grand per month now. North Wrestling is earning us a pretty penny. Yeah, just a lot of great progress is being made right now. So I am very happy about that. All right, well, I think that does it. I don't think there's anything else crazy to show off. I mean, we could always do a little checkup on North Wrestling. That's if you want to see how they're running financially, because that was the kind of main premise of our North Wrestling purchase. So they're serving us pretty well. I definitely can't complain about that. And I've just gone to check the franchise players, and it looks like both of our Ultimate 8 Series winners, the champion and the contender, are our only franchise players right now, which is not ideal. Obviously, we want more people in that category, but if there's only going to be 2 people, it might as well be the champ and the challenger. I will say I spoke about John Skyler winning the Ultimate 8 because he was our highest performing guy other than Wolf. Just to clarify, because I don't want anyone to get it in their head, the average performance rating is not the only measurement of who I think should win a championship or a tournament or something. So Stephen Wolf is still the highest performing guy, but when it comes to this championship match at the anniversary show, it's not just going to be about who's the better performer. I'm going to take everything into consideration, like what could the storylines be moving forward from this show, things like that. So yeah, a lot of factors to keep in mind when it comes to that. But either way, that does it for this episode. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. That is Ultimate 8 Series number 2 in the books. Can't wait for the 2029 Ultimate 8 Series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.